I welcome all of you to the first technical session of 68th Annual Conference of Indian Library Association. As you know that for this session we have Dr. Sanjeev Kumar as chairman of the session, and we have co-chair Mr. O.P. Vaishnav. We also have a rapporteur of the session, Dr. Mamta Amarpuri, and you know that I, as a director of the conference, I will be here off and on, especially when to start a session. And with me, I have Dr. Rajesh Roy as Rapporteur General. The function of the Director and Rapporteur General are a bit different, as I will have to administer all different technical sessions. The Rapporteur General will provide some directions to each rapporteur of the session so that the notes can be taken, the highlights of the papers can also be taken note of, and then after the session it will be submitted to the Rapporteur General, and Rapporteur General will at the end of the conference will compile all those things in some form of recommendation of the annual conference, and it will be presented in the concluding session of the ILA conference. So we start, and I hand over the mic to the chairman of the session, and I would request him that first of all he should call the names of the participants and take their attendance, whether they are there or not, and also ensure that their PPT has been loaded, and then divide the time given to each one of them, followed by a general discussion that will be better. Okay, sir? Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and thank you, Shahbaz Hussain Sahab. So we are beginning the first technical session of this conference, and as it is rightly said that re-engineering of the libraries is the need of the hour. I think Shahbaz Sahab agreed with me in his inaugural address. He mentioned about how the information sciences in transition changes till date, and from the 5x3 cards, physical cards, to artificial intelligence, to augmented reality. So everything changes so fast. And now at this juncture of the time, this IT is somewhat heavy or more powerful on the library information era, and as far as the user perspective. Because when we're talking about the user perspective, the user of today, the young generation specifically, they are so tech savvy. As one of the inaugural speaker ma'am was saying, the hard books, I think we cannot forget the hard books, but on the contrary, when we talk about the younger generations, they are always on the Google, mobile, Facebook, social media and all these things. So we have to keep some sort of balance, and there are a lot of opportunities to overcome in this also. If we do a SWOT analysis of librarianship or library science, information science, and the libraries. So there are a lot of things where we have the strength, we have the weakness, we have the opportunities and the threats also. So we have to make balance, and we can say that there are a lot of opportunities that librarian can inculcate in today's era when you talk about the re-engineering of the libraries, especially in terms of IT, interpretation or inclusion. So in this domain, so we will be starting our first technical session, and we will be listening to the speaker, this presenters. So I'll just first announce the names to just see how many are present, then we can divide the time, because we have to make the timeline also. We are already behind the schedule, and all the discussions on the specific question answer will be held after the presentation will be over. So I will be just reading the names, so just let me know how many are present here. So presenter number 1 is Application of Artificial Intelligence, Mr. Vijay Parashar. Yeah, ma'am is here. And the second presentation goes to Re-Engineering of Library Security, Dr. Neelam Thapa, Dr. Sandeep Pathak. You're also here. And third, Library Market Space, Library of the Things by Ms. Anuradha. And next one is Re-Engineering of Academic Libraries, Trends and Issues by Mr. Balaji Kumble and D.D. Vadmare.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And next one is Literature Review on Re-Engineering of Higher Education Institutions by Deep Mala. Yeah. And next one is Emerging Technologies for Re-Engineering of Libraries by Dr. Dhananjay Bhagwan Sutar. Yeah. Thank you. And the next is Re-Engineering of Academic Library Service in the Age of 21st Century by Dr. Govardhan Onte. And eighth presentation is Application of Re-Engineering is Need of the Day in the Indian Higher Education System by Dr. Gajanan B. Ghayal. The ninth presentation is Re-Engineering of Libraries by Ajay Kumar Srivastav, Dr. Mangiram. And the last presentation in this slot is Enhancement of Digital Literacy in the Public Libraries by Pooja Gautam, Savresh Kumar. So we have the 6 presenters for this first session. So we will be calling by one. So don't go into the presentation, just focus on your conclusion, your finding and your methodology. So because everybody will be having the book of proceedings, so they can go through your content in that. So we will be allotting somewhere around 5 minutes, even less than 5 minutes to one participant, and in the end we have a presentation by a vendor also, I believe, and some question answer session also. So the first, we'll invite the first presenter, Dr. Bindu Tak, for their paper titled Application of Artificial Intelligence in Libraries. You just first introduce yourself and then you can start the presentation. So over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I just warm welcome to Vijay Parashar. He is not able to attend this conference, so I am presenting this paper. And हम दोनों ने मिलकर ये पेपर बनाया था, and I hope you like it a lot. My name is Bindu Tak. I am librarian in Dr. SN Medical College from Jodhpur. And 14 years का मेरा एज ए लाइब्रेरियन एक्सपीरियंस रहा है। 14 सालों से मैं लाइब्रेरियन हूँ और सोसाइटी के अंदर मैं अपना सेंट्रल जेल और एमडीएम हॉस्पिटल, वहाँ पे भी मैं अपना लाइब्रेरी चला रही हूँ। ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लेते हुए मैं यहाँ पे अपना जो टॉपिक है उस टॉपिक को कंटिन्यू करना चाहूँगी। थैंक यू सो मच। एप्लीकेशन ऑफ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस इन लाइब्रेरी।
PPT is not working. PPT is there. PPT, do you have?
Yes, my PPT is there.
लैपटॉप में रख दीजिए। PPT चलवाना हमारा।
आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के बारे में जब तक मेरा वो पीपीटी वहाँ हो रहा है, तो उसके बारे में मैं ये कहना चाहूँगी कि कोविड टाइम में जो हमारा ये ड्यूरेशन निकला था, इस ड्यूरेशन में ऐसे बहुत से लोग थे जो कि अवेयर नहीं थे कि हम लोग गूगल मीट पे या गूगल वापा पे बहुत सी चीज़ें कर सकते हैं, और वो सब चीज़ें हमने कोरोना टाइम के लिए वो एक हमारे लिए बहुत नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट भी लेके आया था, और पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट अगर हम देखना चाहें तो वो हम एक आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के रूप में हम अपने सामने देख सकते हैं उसको, कि जो चीज़ हम लोग घर बैठ के एक साथ में 100 से 250 जन हम लोग एक साथ में इकट्ठे होकर हम लोग अपने आप को प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं, वो चीज़ हमने कोरोना टाइम में सीखी। इतना हम लोग जैसे आईटी डिपार्टमेंट वाले जो होते हैं, जो वो ये सब चीज़ें बहुत अच्छे से जानते थे, बट बोलते हैं कि कुदरत जो है डे बाय डे हमें हर चीज़ सीखने का एक मौका देता है, और उस टाइम को हमने बहुत अच्छे से यूटिलाइज किया, और यूटिलाइज करते हुए कोरोना टाइम में हमने गूगल पे हम लोग किस तरह से मीटिंग कर सकते हैं, गूगल पे हम लोग अपने स्टूडेंट्स को किस तरह से क्रिएटिव वे में हम रीडिंग हैबिट्स जो है वो डेवलप करवा सकते हैं, ये सारे काम मैंने कोरोना ड्यूरेशन के अंदर सीखे। उसी बिहाफ पे मैं यहाँ पे अपना प्रेजेंटेशन शो करना चाहूँगी। I want to say something regarding me. जोधपुर है, वहाँ पे हमारा सेंट्रल जेल है। सेंट्रल जेल के अंदर मैंने अपना लाइब्रेरी स्टार्ट करा था फ्रॉम लास्ट 3 years। वहाँ पे जो वुमेन प्रिजनर्स हैं उनके साथ में मैं अपने मोटिवेशन क्लासेस लेती हूँ। आई मोटिवेट टू देम, यू जस्ट रीड योर बुक्स, और उनको जिस तरीके से जो बुक्स की मोटिवेट, जो बुक्स उनको उस टाइम में चाहिए उस टाइप की बुक्स मैंने उन्हें वहाँ प्रोवाइड करी है। वीक में 2 days में वहाँ जाती हूँ और आई एम टेकिंग क्लासेस ओवर देयर, और दे आर लाइक कि हाँ हमें बुक्स पढ़ना अच्छा लगता है। और सेंट्रल जेल के अंदर अगर देखा जाए ना सर, तो वहाँ बहुत सारे कोर्सेज चलते हैं सर, विच वन आई हैव फाइंड सर, कि वहाँ इतने सारे कोर्सेज हैं। वहाँ के जो बिजनेस हैं दे आर डूइंग स्टडी हो गया सर, वो वहाँ पे अपनी स्टडीज़ कर रहे हैं सर कंटिन्यूस। और सो सॉरी, ये यहाँ पे
मैडम टाइम नहीं मिला मुझे। मैं फिर ही ओके बता दूँगा छोड़ना। ठीक है।
Okay. I have my paper. Introduction. The first industry's inspiring attempt to contract computers and could replace true persons and physical strength. The digitalization is compulsory. Advise revision or contribute. The development of the ethics crisis of literally of over the country's people's capacity of work that the through process have seen a maritime transfer system magazines machines that can transcend human beings and computerized today in faculties many human capacities such as the reading, understanding, mesmerizing, speaking and reskilling compromisation as number of drawing reasons and the even instructions learning and our intelligence focus on data handling and storage and storing and deficiencies. Artificial intelligence has processed to a long way since it is perishes thanks to the efforts and dedicated scientists. Artificial intelligence is the advanced application field of computer engineer, which is a focus on understanding the kind of information and building intelligence of computer system. This represents the two motives to increasing fundamental scientific knowledge and the developing computers for humanities and service the analysis. Artificial intelligence domains: expert system, natural language processing, pattern processing, robotics, and big data analysis. Application of the expert system for the library activities: reading books, vectors, and the staff library events the implements of expert system in which dialing is the very favorable among employers and the clients, users and database. The librarian would define from a professional program.
Ma'am, if you come to the presentation.
Yes.
On the conclusion.
Okay, sure. There are various applications is artificial intelligence improving saving time, money of industries, manufacturing, literacy, science, society and education of research organizations. The number of IT education establishment they provide IT related data and their add software and the utilize in different areas and subjects area will necessary daily in many IT oriented IA application and their entities has spread the flary business wireless in areas such as categorize, identification, documents, collection, recreation and so on. The feasibility in artificial intelligence seems to necessary every year. Shortly, the introduction of computer and technology model will be certainly involve artificial intelligence in all areas. The library and information science field will be gained greatly from the creation of an efficient human expert of technology, support information process and management. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
With Dr. Neelam Thapa and Dr. Sandeep Pathak sir. Today I would like to speak about the regional library security need of the moment. Means current की जो need इस क्षण की जो need है वो लाइब्रेरी सिक्योरिटी की एक मेन नीड है, क्योंकि करंट में देखा जाए आपको तो जो इंफॉर्मेशन का जो फ्लो हो रहा है वो एक ट्रांसफर जो हो रहा है वो डिजिटल फॉर्म में हो रहा है। तो डिजिटल फॉर्म को देखते हुए लॉट ऑफ थ्रेट्स फेस करने पड़ रहे हैं लाइब्रेरियन के लिए। तो सबसे पहले जानेंगे व्हाट इज सिक्योरिटी। सिक्योरिटी इज अ कंटिन्यूअस प्रोसेस देन प्रोटेक्ट एन ऑब्जेक्ट टू अनऑथराइज्ड एक्सेस। अब लाइब्रेरी सिक्योरिटी में बात करेंगे तो स्पेशली ट्रिनिटी होती है, जैसा कि रंगनाथन ने बोला है, स्टाफ, यूजर एंड कलेक्शन। तो तीनों के लिए कैसे सिक्योर रखा जाए। तो व्हाई इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट, बिकॉज दिस इज library hold lot of rare connection like manuscript and digital resources। तो इस रिसर्च पेपर को लिखने के लिए मैंने बेसिकली 3 ऑब्जेक्ट लिए थे। फर्स्ट वन लिटरेचर रिव्यू किया था, जिसके माध्यम से जाना था कि क्या करंट में सिचुएशन है लाइब्रेरी सिक्योरिटी की। सेकंड ऑब्जेक्ट इज सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट्स फेस्ड बाय लाइब्रेरीज एंड लाइब्रेरियन। ऐसी कौन सी थ्रेट्स हैं जो लाइब्रेरीज और लाइब्रेरियन उसको फेस कर रहे हैं करंट की सिचुएशन में। एंड थर्ड लास्ट ऑब्जेक्ट में मैंने देखने की कोशिश की है ऐसे कौन से सजेशन या रिकमेंडेशन दी जा सके जिससे कि जो भी लाइब्रेरी, स्कूल लाइब्रेरी है, कॉलेज लाइब्रेरीज है या लाइब्रेरीज है, जिससे कि वो अपने यहाँ की जो भी सिक्योरिटी है चाहे वो डिजिटल हो या प्रिंट रिसोर्स को लेके हो, जिससे कि वो इम्प्रूव कर सके। इस रिसर्च पेपर को लिखने के लिए मैंने एक्सटेंसिव लिटरेचर रिव्यू किया था, जिसके माध्यम से मैंने जानने की कोशिश की कौन से थ्रेट्स है। इसके बाद मैंने स्ट्रक्चर क्वेश्चन प्रिपेयर किया था जो कि इंचार्ज लाइब्रेरियन के लिए भेजा था और पर्सनल इंटरव्यू भी कंडक्ट किया था एंड टेलीफोनिक कन्वर्सेशन विद लाइब्रेरियन। और इसके बाद भी अगर जो भी चीज़ ऑब्जर्वेशन के माध्यम से फर्दर डेटा जो कलेक्ट किया था वो ऑब्जर्वेशन मेथड के माध्यम से कलेक्ट किया था। इस स्टडी को कंडक्ट करने के लिए मैंने एक जो मध्य प्रदेश के अंदर नेशनल इम्पोर्टेंस का इंस्टीट्यूट है आईसर भोपाल, उसकी लाइब्रेरी को लिया था एज अ केस स्टडी, जिसके माध्यम से, क्योंकि ये जो इंस्टीट्यूट है करंट में न्यू बना हुआ है, इसकी जो टेक्नोलॉजी है वो न्यू है, इसकी लाइब्रेरी भी न्यू इस्टेब्लिश हुई है, तो इसके अंदर जो भी टेक्नोलॉजीज है वो भी लेटेस्ट एंड अपडेटेड यूज की गई है। तो उसके माध्यम से मैंने एक आइडियल सिचुएशन ली थी इस लाइब्रेरी को। इसमें देखा गया कि जो भी डिजिटल इंफॉर्मेशन है उसको सिक्योर करने के लिए VPN का यूज करते थे रिमोट एक्सेस के लिए, जो रिमोट एक्सेस के माध्यम से जो भी सर्विस देते थे। और इसकी यहाँ इस लाइब्रेरी के अंदर RFID टेक्नोलॉजी का इस्तेमाल किया हुआ है, जिसके माध्यम से प्रिंट रिसोर्सेज एज वेल एज अदर रिसोर्सेज को जो भी विदाउट चेकआउट अगर लाइब्रेरी से बाहर जाती है तो एक अलार्म के माध्यम से या सिग्नल के माध्यम से आपको उस चीज़ को सिक्योर कराती है और आपको सिग्नल देती है जिससे कि आप उससे बच सकें। और इसके लाइब्रेरी के अंदर जो भी CCTV कैमरा स्पेशली जो लगाए गए हैं वो इस प्रकार से लगाए गए हैं कि जिससे कि पर्टिकुलर ये जो हॉल है इसमें जितने भी कैमरास की आवश्यकता है वो इस प्रकार से फिट किए गए हैं कि वो पार्टिकुलर जो भी एरिया है, कमरा है, हॉल है, उसको ऑल ओवर तक कवर कर सकें। इस प्रकार से उसकी सिचुएशन की गई है। और स्पेशली जैसे कोई फायर से रिलेटेड कोई भी एक्टिविटी होती है उसके लिए इन्होंने बायट स्मोक सेंसर का यूज किया गया है, जिसके माध्यम से देखा गया है कि कोई भी अगर फायर से रिलेटेड स्मोक या कुछ भी होता है तो आपके लिए सिग्नल के माध्यम से नीचे जहाँ भी जो स्टाफ बैठता है नीचे फ्लोर पे, उसके माध्यम से एक सेंट्रल लोकेशन पैनल लगा हुआ है, उसमें पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन या एरिया के बारे में बताता है कि इस एरिया में कोई भी स्मोक से रिलेटेड या फायर से रिलेटेड कोई भी एक्टिविटी हुई जिससे कि पर्टिकुलर स्टाफ वहां पर पहुंच के उसको प्रॉपर एक्शन ले सके उस चीज के लिए। इसके बाद इस लाइब्रेरी के अंदर पर्टिकुलर एक खुद का एक डिपार्टमेंट बना के रखा हुआ है जिसका नाम है इंस्टीट्यूशनल वर्क्स डिपार्टमेंट। ये जो डिपार्टमेंट है लाइब्रेरी के अंदर जो भी नॉन टेक्निकल वर्क है जैसे कि टाइम टू टाइम ऑडिटिंग, चाहे वो सिविल से रिलेटेड हो चाहे वो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी से रिलेटेड हो, जैसे स्मोक सेंसर जो भी लगे हुए हैं तो टाइम टू टाइम उसको अपडेट करना है, उसके लिए ये डिपार्टमेंट काम करता है। और एट द टाइम जैसे ही इसको कॉल किया जाता है विद इन 2 मिनट या 3 मिनट आपकी लाइब्रेरी में प्रेजेंट हो जाता है। इसके बाद सम रिकमेंडेशन टू लाइब्रेरी सिक्योरिटी जिसके माध्यम से आप अपनी लाइब्रेरी को सिक्योर एंड अपडेट या रीइंजीनियर कर सकते हैं। फर्स्ट वन इज सभी लाइब्रेरीज के लिए सीसीटीवी एंड RFID सिस्टम का यूज करना चाहिए और फायर अलार्म जो है कि अलार्म बेस्ड आपकी लाइब्रेरी में अडॉप्ट करने चाहिए। और डिजिटल इंफॉर्मेशन से रिलेटेड फायरवॉल जो कि डिजिटल इंफॉर्मेशन कोई भी जैसे हैकिंग वगैरह होती है तो उससे बचने के लिए फायरवॉल का यूज करना चाहिए। इसके बाद नेशनल एंड इंटरनेशनल सिक्योरिटी स्टैंडर्ड, नेशनल के लिए देखा जाए तो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम अफेयर्स के अंदर सिक्योरिटी से रिलेटेड सम गाइडलाइंस दी गई हैं जो कि आप अपनी लाइब्रेरी में जितने भी प्रोफेशनल है वो अपनी पॉलिसी के अंदर अकॉर्डिंग टू द अपनी पॉलिसी के अंदर आप अपने एक ड्राफ्ट तैयार करके आप इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं। इंटरनेशनल सिक्योरिटी स्टैंडर्ड की बात की जाए तो 2700 जो सीरीज जो ISO की है उसमें स्पेशली लाइब्रेरी सिक्योरिटी से रिलेटेड स्टैंडर्ड दिए गए हैं और अमेरिकन लाइब्रेरी एसोसिएशन का ACRL जो एसोसिएशन है वो भी लाइब्रेरी सिक्योरिटी से रिलेटेड अपनी गाइडलाइंस दिए हुए हैं। और लाइब्रेरीज को अडॉप्ट करना चाहिए ड्राफ्ट पॉलिसी रिलेटेड टू द लाइब्रेरी पॉलिसी। आपकी लाइब्रेरी की जो भी पॉलिसी है उस पॉलिसी को मद्देनजर रखते हुए आप अपनी पॉलिसी में एक ड्राफ्ट तैयार करिए, पॉलिसी बनाइए जिससे कि इमरजेंसी के टाइम पे आपका जो भी स्टाफ है वो डिसीजन ले सके उस सिचुएशन में। और एक मॉक ड्रिल की भी आवश्यकता होनी चाहिए जैसे कि इस लाइब्रेरी एज अ लाइब्रेरी है अगर इसमें कोई भी दुर्घटना होती है या फायर सिस्टम होता है तो फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर रखा हुआ है कोई भी इक्विपमेंट रखा हुआ है तो उसकी एक मॉक ड्रिल कम ट्रेनिंग प्रोवाइड करानी चाहिए ऑल स्टाफ एंड यूजर्स। बिकॉज जब भी ऐसी कोई सिचुएशन आती है आपकी लाइब्रेरी के अंदर तो हाउ टू ऑपरेट दिस इक्विपमेंट, उस इक्विपमेंट को कैसे ऑपरेट करना है, अगर कोई इमरजेंसी आ जाती है तो स्टाफ नहीं है तो आप उसको कैसे ऑपरेट करेंगे। तो इसकी एक ऐसा मॉक ड्रिल प्रोवाइड करानी चाहिए जैसा कि आईसर जो भोपाल है वो अपने यूजर्स स्टाफ के लिए एज अ मॉक ड्रिल प्रोवाइड कराता है। और ये जो टॉपिक है लाइब्रेरी सिक्योरिटी ये आपके LIS कैरिकुलम में ऐड किया जाना चाहिए क्योंकि जो फ्यूचर जो लाइब्रेरियन है आपके जो स्टूडेंट है वही आपके फ्यूचर लाइब्रेरियन बनने वाले हैं। तो अगर उनको इसके बारे में सिक्योरिटी स्टैंडर्ड गाइडलाइन इन सब के बारे में पता होगा तो आगे वो अपनी लाइब्रेरी में और डिजिटल लाइब्रेरी में इसको इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकेंगे। और ये जो टॉपिक है इस टॉपिक से रिलेटेड कॉन्फ्रेंस सेमिनार एंड वर्कशॉप लाइब्रेरी सेफ्टी एंड सिक्योरिटी अपनी लाइब्रेरी में ऑर्गेनाइज एंड फर्दर नेशनल एंड इंटरनेशनल लेवल पर ऑर्गेनाइज होते रहने चाहिए। फाइनल माय conclusion, it is now to time to re-engineer our library security system based on the present need and expected future सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट्स। मतलब कि जो भी करंट में जो भी सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट्स चल रहे हैं उनको देखते हुए और फ्यूचर में जो भी आने वाले हैं सिक्योरिटी से रिलेटेड थ्रेट, जैसे कि आप लोग जान रहे होंगे कि आप मोबाइल पे जो भी बात करते हैं उससे रिलेटेड आपके मोबाइल पर ऐड आनी स्टार्ट हो जाती है गूगल से रिलेटेड। तो आपको कैसा लगता है कि आप मोबाइल में पासवर्ड लगा के रखें तो क्या आप सिक्योर हैं? नहीं, आप देखते हैं आप जो भी बात कर रहे हैं उससे रिलेटेड आपके मोबाइल में इंफॉर्मेशन आने लगती है। तो आप अपनी इंफॉर्मेशन के लिए कैसे सिक्योर रख सकते हैं उसकी जो फ्यूचर जो भी अभी करंट के टाइम पे जो चल रहा है एज वेल एज जो आने वाले हैं उनको देखते हुए आपको अपनी लाइब्रेरी में इन सब चीजों को अडॉप्ट करना चाहिए जिससे कि आप
Please go on 5 minutes.
Good afternoon, of you. Respected all the dignitaries on the dais of the dais. Today I am going to present my paper. It's an overview regarding the re-engineering of academic libraries, its trends and issues. Today, our library, this paper is attempt to and made out of various trends in re-engineering in the library, which includes libraries connected to publication communities, also e-publication community publicity and e-marketing medium. Please next. In the first session, the president of our resource person, Dr. Hussain sir, has already told the libraries 1.0, library 2.0, library 3.0 is the invention of library. It is the one type of re-engineering of our libraries. In the technology has brought the theme is depends on the conference theme is related to very much to near the this terminology. So the library must have to change their functions, their services regarding the modern technology, because we have seen in the before the 2 years back we have faced the corona situation, and at that time we get some new technology regarding our higher education and education field to provide the better services to our users. This is the one type of re-engineering. Please submit. The author has been reviewed some literatures regarding this re-engineering. Some allied professionals has contributed their very informative articles on this term. Need of re-engineering for the college library. Actually, college libraries depends on their development by the UGC grants. Nowadays, its grants has been reduced by the government policy. It will be reimbursed after some times. But today, we need to re-engineer our library, because the library, some authors have, some participants have already told that function of library has been already changed, because some information is available on net, internet, mobile device. Some of the personal some website have been developed. YouTube is also one of the challenges for the librarian. So librarian must have to read what is the functions, what is the YouTubes, what is the WhatsApp, and WhatsApp in there is the new function. So please next. WhatsApp is a very new invention in the library for you make your communities, and there is no limitations to communities. You can develop the communities. It may be a user community, it may be stakeholder community, it may be publication community. This type of invention is more important to develop our library with the giving better service to the college students, researchers, and faculty also. Next one. Using re-engineer methodology. This is already told I have. And that is the conclusion. Please, sir. Next slide. Next. So I come on to conclude my paper. This is the library trends did their homework in regarding the research literature on information retrieval. Now it's our turn to learn and make modern library for our students, and get the best achievement, get positive result from the users. So thank you. I have just tried to focus on just overview. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Planetary. So still we will give some insights for the latest inculcation in the Trinity in this point of time, and I request them to be brief.
Yeah, good afternoon to all of you. Very warm thank you to IIA who gave us this opportunity to us to present Turnitin in front of all the dignitaries. And as sir mentioned, that Turnitin has been present into the Indian market. We have been working with many institutions across the country and across the globe. And integrity and similarity checking services is the core which we offer in terms of our services. I am Hani Agarwal. I take care of the North India. He is my colleague, Deepak. And we will be there. A brief note of how exactly we are working. So we are a now 25 years young edtech company. Still we say as young edtech company because the field is progressing so fast and the technology is advancing so fast that we have to reinvent ourselves every day. Our similarity checking services have to be reinvented every day, and that is the reason we crawl around 102 million of articles, journals, web pages, archive, current internet, all these things on a day-to-day basis, and that is how our data efficacy and the data centers gets expanded on an everyday basis. You must have all gone through the latest thread, which is ChatGPT. Yeah, it has given nightmares to the faculties, to the teachers of schools, of big colleges, because ChatGPT is rephrasing or paraphrasing the entire article, and no solution as of now can detect the similarity into it. So that's a new threat. And the beauty of technology is that the moment it's invented, it gets obsolete. So that is also true. And Turnitin is also working to develop a solution. We know this threat, we know all our stakeholders have raised this question on how Turnitin will be able to detect this ChatGPT threat. We are mitigating this, and maybe by next 4-5 months we'll come with a very credible solution around it. In past few years, we have also been very focused on developing assessment with integrity. We want to end up as a company, as a technology company which is recognized and which is there present from the starting age of the student till he is like a PhD scholar or a faculty. So we definitely ensure the academic integrity, and we are also offering end-to-end assessment solutions, which is like day-to-day learning assessment solutions or a mass scale assessment solutions, which is like your law program entrances or any other nursing program entrances. We have working around 15,000 institutions globally. The numbers, stats are there in front of you. I don't want to get into the intricacies of it. Our institutions across most of the top tier 100 institutions across globe, the top INIs, the top medical colleges in India, the top engineering colleges, all of these subscribers are reputed subscribers. We work with them very closely and take their valid feedback on how to improve the services. So we pay to bring integrity, equity and meaningful learning to every learner's journey. So that is how we scape and map our journey. We are in the secondary education, we work with the K-12 schools, then we go to the post-secondary learners, exams, licensing is our assessment solutions, and definitely for the professionals who write their papers in the corporates, in the publishing industry, for their pre-published articles. So we do all these similarity checking services. Turnitin is the academia, and iAuthenticate is into the publishing vertical. So that's a high-stake solution. Then Turnitin platforms, we have different platforms like proctoring, similarity, identity, delivery, submissions, grading, feedback, analytics, assessment creation, and authorship. Authorship is the main focus which we are currently relying upon, and that is the only solution that can also mitigate the threat of solutions like ChatGPT, because I cannot become a Shakespeare from day one. If I write a mail which is like sounding like a Shakespeare, and my immediate boss will similarly come back to me and say, hey, you have not written this email. Similar is the trend of an author. He has a particular trend to write. So what we do, we imbibe 4 to 5 papers of theirs, we have our AI and ML embedded into it, get their writing style, and if that writing style is not matching in the 6th paper, the system throws some flags that this is not as per the normal tone of that author. He started at Microsoft Word 97, but now currently is working in MS 365. He worked or opened the article in Windows laptop. Now he is currently working in Mac OS. So these are the kind of insights investigator will come to know that this is not there. So if a paper comes to you and it says 0 to 2% of similarity, the faculty is the best judge, my student is of that credibility or not, because he will immediately come to know this is not his paper. That is where authorship comes to the fore, and it mitigates that a kind of a dent to the repute of the institutional repute as well. So we definitely keep integrity at the core. And certain solutions, just a feedback studio, I think most of the audience must be using it. Feedback studio is an additional element or layer of feedback tools like rubrics and all, which helps you in the day-to-day learning and giving feedback to the students. Of course, integrity is there, similarity is checking. Originality comes with all the tools of Similarity plus Authorship Investigate. So that Authorship Investigate is embedded into this. Similarity is again the similarity checking tools without minusing the feedback tools. Authenticate, I think this is the most sought after solution in the publishing world. Most of the publishers rely on this. We work with major STEM publishers, and more than 95% of the impact factor journals which have score of 90% or more are being indexed into Authenticate and Turnitin repository. Gradescope is a solution onto the assessment side. Gradescope is the only solution which also gives measure of software similarity, MOS, which is actually developed by University of Stanford, and we have embedded that. So any software which has also been copied can also be detected as plagiarism in Gradescope, and it also has an auto grader. So once you put an auto grader, it will show you and throw you the output where the program is going haywire, and you can grade that student accordingly. And plus any student collusion, A student checking from B student, C student, can all be detected through Gradescope and Turnitin services. So computer code plagiarism is also enabled into it. Examsoft is our latest acquisition, and this has been acquired by Turnitin. And most of the institutions like law, engineering, mass scale, entrance examination in nursing, laws, they adopt this Examsoft because it has your identity, it tracks the identity, proctoring, and end-to-end solution, any type of assessment, be it the OMR sheets, be it long-term, long type answers questions, MCQs, all kind of assessments can be done. Turnitin difference, one flexible platform, formative learning opportunities, comprehensive content, innovative technology, seamlessly integrated and unmatched education expertise. We can actually say that we are integratable with most of the major LMS along with MS Teams, which is the latest one. So we are integratable to all of the LMSs present across. So we can seamlessly integrate into LU LMS. We don't want to define your LMS policy, your technology adoption policy, but we are integratable into it, and we handshake the institution accordingly. Thank you. No, it's something you might have, please do send to us. We'll be there across the day. And our literature, sorry we don't have a desk, but that is kept around now. In the ILA desk, we have kept our brochures over there, so anyone interested, please go and do pick up our brochures. Thank you again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So thank you very much.
Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and all the present participants of the ILA conference. I, Dr. Deep Mala, as Assistant Professor at Maghlaitan University, Aligarh, would like to present on literature review on re-engineering of higher educational institution libraries. As we all know that for any paper or any study, we must see the literature published earlier. So I have gone through some literature here just because of short span of time. So I am taking the word re-engineering is basically an art of science of redesigning, modifying present infrastructure and services according to the user need. We all know that the technology is coming and going to very much advanced. The internet is expanding so much of things where we involve us. Next. So if we go through some definitions, I have put it some here. Like Hammer and Champy in 1993, the term re-engineering is the fundamental rethinking and radical redesign of business processes to achieve dramatic improvements in critical contemporary measures of performance such as cost, quality, service, and speed. If we go through the re-engineering of libraries, so what is that is, there is nothing but defining the infrastructure and services for benefit of the customers, like users of any library. Re-engineering leads to the improvements in the libraries which result in quantum leaps in performance, achieving breakthrough which can be measured in getting maximum user satisfaction, maximum utilization of available resources on off library in minimum cost. I have gone through some literature reviews which I have listed out. These are from 2021 to 2013. Next. I have gone through all the reviews, and now I am going to the summary of all the papers. Next, please. So after general review of several articles mentioned above, it can be summed up that the redesigning of library required a skillful staff to create and ensure a new type of library culture in which change are encouraged and new visions of the service be implemented. So So the role of the librarian is very important and crucial in the process of the re-engineering of the libraries. During the analysis, I found that the libraries are very important and essential part of higher education institution. We all know that. And the higher education system has adopted modernization of libraries and their services to facilitate the users' community of their parental institute. So to conclude my paper, I can say that the literature review creates a more remarkable library base to produce better and more in-depth research on the re-engineering of libraries and add knowledge to the field of inquiry. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. So,
Honorable dignitaries on the dais and dear professionals of the dais, a very good afternoon to all of you. Today just I am going to share some ideas related with emerging technologies for the re-engineering of the libraries. Myself is Dr. D.B. Sutar, who is in charge director and deputy librarian of Barrister Balasaheb Khadekar Knowledge Resource Center, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Even though this paper is theoretical one, it has some practical aspects related with that, which are going to be presented in the PPT. Basically, we are all considering the emerging technologies and applying the same for re-engineering of library services and products, and it is considered to be a very crucial aspect of the library management. So here, while making the re-engineering, we have to rethink and redesign the libraries with change in technology, leading to development of library services, activities, as well as various products and processes. So these emerging technologies lead to the re-engineering of the libraries, and we have to also understand what is their inter-relevance. Basically, with the help of technology, when we are going to re-engineer the libraries, it is going to affect the library services to become more qualitative. So qualitative change can be brought out in the services. The library products are going to be more proactive and attractive. Take for example, instead of printed abstract, we are going to provide the abstract in a digital form, and accordingly we can download the PDF and the HTML format of the articles. In the same way, various library activities are going to become more user-centric because users are going to make use of the technology, and that's why we have to convert the library activities which will be technology effective. And finally, the library processes are going to become more proactive when we are going to make use of the technology. Now, emerging technology is called to be the new technology, and not only that, the existing technologies can be continuously developed. So that is the part and parcel of the emerging technology. So here with the help of this, we can redesign and restructure libraries by use of IT. So the concept has been given that reorganization and modification in the existing system make your library more maintainable. So that will ultimately lead you to manage the changes in the library, and re-engineering of the libraries will become more effective. Then the quality support system and use of expert staff for reducing the risk as well as cost and time can be made possible through the process of re-engineering. Now, what is the interrelevance of these emerging technologies and re-engineering? That we have to take into consideration. Because if you are going to re-engineer your libraries, we have to make use of the emerging technology. So technology supports redesigning and re-engineering of the libraries by facilitating the modifications into the existing system, as well as to implement new design of the library services, products, procedures and methods. So there are so many areas related with that. We can bring about a change in library service. We can refine and implement cost-effective library processes, because you know that there is a paucity of the funds, so cost-effective aspect has to be taken into consideration. Then developing user-friendly information products is also possible with the help of that. And along with that, we can make use of new devices to get new information, to search with modern search techniques, and to retrieve the information in the shortest possible time. Now, how the technology can be used, that practical example I am going to inform you. Next, go to re-engineering through technology assistance. See, we are making use of the technology like web scale discovery service. Instead of going to enter into each of the database and coming out from that, then we are going to enter into another database. But if all the databases, all e-resources will be hosted on one single IP, With the help of that, you can provide one window, one device access to all the information that you possess in your library in the electronic form. This is one thing. Another thing is that we can convert the web OPAC into mobile OPAC. So that has been facilitated by making use of the library softwares. There is augmented reality. Then we can consider green library, information commons, makerspace, management of changes, data and network security, intrusion detection system is also there. Then cryptographic techniques, digitization, open educational resources and its free access to the users community. Then developing IR, content management system, all these including artificial intelligence and Internet of Things are the emerging technologies. Now one practical example I will give you, that in library membership we have prepared two ways. On the library website there is automated library membership wherein the user has to provide all the details. We have also created one Google form. So when the student fills the Google form, we get the information in the Excel form. Then that Excel is exported to the software. So it automatically generates the reader's card. So when the reader card has been generated, while providing that user card to the reader, we are going to get the photo of that particular user and getting the thumb impressions. Now those thumb impressions are exported to the turnstile gate, which has been implemented at the reading hall. So user without putting a thumb, the turnstile gate is not going to open. So it is open for 3 seconds. After putting a thumb, he has to enter within 3 minutes. Otherwise he has to again put it. So actually what you do is that only getting the information through the Google form, you are going to import the data, you are going to create the card with the barcode, photo is there, thumb impression is there. When it has been exported to the turnstile gate, we are going to get the in and out time of the readers. So within a day, how many times he has entered, how many times he has exited, and all the data that is again imported into our system. So in this way, this is the implementation of the emerging technology. Now during COVID period, that was stopped. Now we have thinking that instead of thumb impression, we are going to implement the face recognition system. So it has been practically implemented in my library. So with limited manpower, we are managing a reading room for 800 plus students from 6 AM to 12 midnight. So that is called with the use of emerging technology. So that has been displayed next. Just this is solo back wherein member registration is there. Next. So this is Google form. So for a specific period we keep it open and get the information. That details are also there with me. Next. So this is membership card that has been generated. See, there is a photograph, barcode, address, from which department he is, along with the signature of the in-charge director, and the rules have been implemented. Next. So this is the member login details of each of the user. We can identify who is the user who has made maximum use of the reading room. Next. So this is the turnstile gate access. There is a biometric machine. Only one person is there. He is observing that authentic user is there. If you are going to put the thumb and another person is entering, we are going to cancel the membership of both the students. So with one person we are managing 800 students with all log details. Next. So this is the reading room with Wi-Fi facility to all the readers. Next. So this is all about how we can implement the technology. The same has been implemented in the circulation section also, that we are going to generate auto labels for spine, for front label. The same data is exported into the software and the details are available to the users community on the website. So it is related with how we can make use of the emerging technology, with the help of which we can make the management of changes that will ultimately result into the re-engineering of the libraries. So at the conclusion, few of the points those have been considered are that positive influence on library services, processing and activities is not possible without making use of the emerging technology. So these new technologies and re-engineering of the libraries and information centers are to be considered as two sides of the one coin. Otherwise you are going to put the efforts again and again, so that will be all in vain. We have limited manpower, we have less number of funds, limited funds, and with the help of this, if you have to survive, you have to rely on the emerging technology. All the reports can be generated that can be provided to the management, that will be helpful for AAA, academic audit and administration. Then for IQAC reports, we are going to provide the same reports, and ultimately for NAC, it is also going to generate it, and finally you can also prepare the library annual reports. So facing challenges effectively with the help of the technology has raised by shortage of professional permanent staff. So if you have a shortage of professional staff, if you have not sufficient funds, with the help of technology, you can overcome all these problems. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dhananjay, for your nice presentation showing the practical
Thank you, sir.
emerging technology which you implemented in your library. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. So while now we have a quick round of 1 or 2 questions. I think Dr. Bansal has asked one question earlier. So please, Dr. Bansal.
My question is to that guy who is
Any mic?
about the library security through VPN.
Ji.
I say that cloud IP is better secure than the VPN. How you will explain that?
Actually, sir, I am conclude case study. So I am shows that what is find out and how to use which libraries, जिन libraries को पता नहीं है. आप जो बोले ये मैं consider करता हूँ it is good.
VPN क्या है?
VPN जिसके थ्रू सर
Good for what is VPN?
वर्चुअल प्राइवेट नेटवर्क जी. तो मैं उन लोगों को बताना चाह रहा हूँ सर, जैसे कॉलेज लाइब्रेरीज जो हैं पर्टिकुलर एमपीज के अंदर जो हैं या अदर जहाँ पे इतनी टेक्नोलॉजी इंप्लीमेंट नहीं हो रही है. आई सर भोपाल एक नेशनल वेल रेप्यूटेड एंड सेंट्रल फंडेड इंस्टीट्यूट के अंदर है. तो उसके अंदर जो टेक्नोलॉजी है उसके माध्यम से बताने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि आप कैसे उसको अपने जो बजट के अकॉर्डिंग है उसमें से जो भी चीज़ आप यूज़ कर सकते हैं उनके माध्यम से आप कैसे अपने रिसोर्स को, सिक्योरिटी को आप अच्छे से दे सकते हैं. ये चीज़ बताने की कोशिश की है मैंने अपने पर्टिकुलर उसके अंदर. जी 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 जी. थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू.
Because so any other one more questions we can take and then we can break for lunch. So if no question, then thank you, and always there will be a chance to any other, and after in the lunch everybody will be here and this thing will continue next 3 days. So we have to learn a lot, we have to deliberate a lot. So I think doing this over the next three days, and in past also we are associated with so many conferences. So thank you. Over to you, Shabaz sir.
मेरा काम तो आप कर चुके हैं. Actually we will break for lunch just for half an hour. Because we have to save the time.
Thank you very much, sir. And we are very much thankful to all the participants who have listened all the presentations very carefully, and the questions raised were also good. Now I would like to give an appreciation, token of love to our chair, co-chair, and rapporteur. So please take 5 more minutes and take patience for it. I request Shraddha Kalla ma'am, please present the memento to our chair. Thank you very much, Shraddha ma'am. Thank you very much, sir. I request Triveni ma'am. Now I request. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you all of you. Now we proceed for the lunch.
इसमें भी डाल लो, मैडम आपको क्या चाहिए? अच्छी बात है.
ठीक है, जब से कोविड हुआ ना.
In the second technical session of the conference, and in this session, I invite Dr. Dalbir Singh as chair. The rapporteur is Dr. Rajni Sharma. You know the same thing. I hand over the floor to Dr. Dalbir Singh, the chairperson.
Good afternoon to everyone. It's my pleasure to be here as a chairperson of this technical session. And I request all the speakers who are here to hand up there so that I can make a presentation. Then, Shir Sagar. Now, presentation 2. Asmita Mohanty. Das.
Das is there?
Okay. Now, presentation 3.
Rizwan Mohammed.
Rizwan Mohammed.
Rizwan Mohammed and Sayyid Fahim Ali. Sayyid Fahim Ali. No. Fourth one.
Fourth one.
Fourth one is
Dr. S. Sandhya Rani. Now, presentation 5. Professor Dr. Sanjay Madhukar Salve. Presentation 6. Dr. Sunil Sharma, Umesh Sharma, Saubhagyavati Gujrat. Yes. Presentation 7 by M. Sudhi B. Sangolo and Dr. Vaisali P. Udar. Now next, Dr. Suman, presentation 8, Udapur. Dr. Satish, present. Presentation 9, Professor Swati S. Johansson. Dr. Rekha Pathak.
Vandana Dhumal. Vandana Dhumal and Rekha Pathak. Presentation 10.
And presentation 11, Dr. Vijay D. Jadoo. Now we are well aware that ILA and RTILA, along with the Jawaharlal Nehru Medical College, organizing this conference, and the title of the conference is International Conference Reaching Libraries in Emerging Technology, Might and Reality. That's why I want to speak to the might. Now, in title of the technical session 2, Re-engineering of libraries, what, why, and how continue. So, since the invention of the ICT, the technology is emerging in advanced way. That is many forms of the ICT. So, how to develop the libraries or how to update the libraries with the help of advancement of ICT or tools of the ICT, because there is no end of emerging technology. Therefore, for presentation 1, presentation 2, I invite
Ranjit Das.
Ranjit Kumar Das to come on the stage to present.